Hi everyone, and welcome to the Excel Hub. Today we're covering named ranges and structured references in Excel tables. These features make your formulas easier to read, maintain, and also harder to break. And if you'd like to follow along, the practice workbook is linked in the description below. Let's start with a common problem. Here we want to calculate the tax payable as well as the national insurance payable. And to do this, we can take the gross salary and multiply it by the respective rate. Now, the problem here is that this doesn't tell us if C5 is the tax rate and if C2 is the gross salary. And equally, if we were to insert a row or move things around, the formula may also break. And this is where named ranges come in and can help to address it. Here we have our parameters. We've got the tax rate, the national insurance rate, the gross salary. And what we're going to do is instead of referencing cells directly, we're going to name them. And to do this, we'll click the cell, in this case, the gross salary, and we'll replace where it says C2 with gross salary. We can then click enter. And then we'll do the same for the tax rate here. And what we want to always keep in mind is to always use one string rather than two separate words. And there we go. We've named all of our key parameters. And instead of referencing cell C2, for example, we can now type gross salary. And we can enter the tab key to fill in the rest. Instead of C5, we can reference the tax. And we can then do the same for the national insurance. So we've got the gross salary multiplied by the national insurance rate. And now when we go into these cells, it becomes much clearer what we're doing and which parameters we're using rather than referring to the specific cell address. Named ranges are therefore very useful for rates and assumptions, but also parameters, discount rates, tax rates, and other similar inputs. And there's one final calculation which we'll do, which is to calculate the net salary. So here we can take the gross salary, and then we can multiply this by 1 minus the tax rate minus the national insurance rate. And then we can close brackets and click enter. And as you can see, what this does is it takes 40,000, subtracts 16,000, and then also subtracts 2,000 to give us the net salary figure. Now let's move on to structured references, which work inside Excel tables. And here we have different income types and amounts. And instead of writing equals sum C11 to C14, what we can do is we can simply select the range and then click enter. And as you can see, it shows table 1 followed by amounts, which makes it a little bit more meaningful. But to make it even more meaningful, we can change the name of the table by selecting the table, going to table design, and here replacing what is currently in place with income. We can then click enter, and as you can see, the reference in the formula bar updates automatically to say income amount. And if someone who is less experienced with Excel looks at this, they'll be able to instantly recognize what we're trying to do here. This is also powerful because it automatically expands when you add new rows, and using a table is also more difficult to break. A final tip is accessing the name manager, which can be found in the formulas tab, and you can click on it here, and this allows you to add, delete, and edit any of the named ranges that you've created. Therefore, in conclusion, readable formulas mean fewer errors, faster audits, easier collaboration, and also better maintenance. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful, and subscribe to the Excel Hub for future Excel tutorials, techniques, and examples.